So we arrived and we have a new subscriber. Look at that. You subscribe, Mufc RealistTV.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to MURTV RealistTV. My name is Mick Ruby. And I started this channel purely for Manchester United footballing matters, but I will take you to a journey based on my 20 years experience of traveling the world and exploring different sites and tasting different foods and what each country has to offer and giving my review on it. Experience different cultures, try to communicate despite language barriers, and I discover that football is the universal language. Talking to passionate Man United fans. So welcome to Travel Football with Mick Ruby.
Okay, let's go.
Sadly, not many people outside Southeast Asia remember the tragedy of the killing fields of Cambodia. But in the late 1970s and 1980s, when the evil nature of the regime in that country from 1975 to 79 was publicized in Europe and the United States, the absolutely horrific acts of the Khmer Rouge regime became front-page news. An Oscar-winning movie and a quite popular punk rock anthem, Holiday in Cambodia by the Dead Kennedys in 1980.
So my journey started from Thailand, flying to Phnom Penh in Cambodia. In this video, we're gonna visit the killing fields. Manchester United are flying, and so am I. They're currently traveling, about to board a flight to Cambodia, but right, lad. We're on the flight, boarding, waiting for takeoff to Cambodia. Travel Football. I'm going to try to do a little bit of a documentary. Just boarded the flight on my way off to Cambodia to see if there's any Reds we can talk to over there. Ask them, how do you feel to be a Man United fan? Let's see. Right, we're about to take off. We're about to take off. I'll be right.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. At least in Bangkok, and then the next connection flight is to Phnom, something, Cambodia. Hey lad! Oh, this is insane, intense Bangkok airport, man. Absolutely intense, huge. I mean, we are walking around to find the connection flight to Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and yeah, so far so good. Lots of walking though, good to burn calories. See you in the next one. Crikey, won't believe what just happened. I just went to the wrong gate and missed the flight. Everything was written in weird language, and I was sitting there, was asking people, is this the flight to Cambodia? And they say, yeah. And they say, it's delayed. And I was sitting there, there's no signs, and I was like, I got suspicious after a while. And I asked them again, like, is this the flight to Cambodia? And they said, no, China. So here we are, buying a new ticket and about to board. Shit happens. Cheers. Oh, fam. You're right, lad. Not really. Long day, long travel. Flight boarded finally, as we missed the first flight. Not my fault, I never miss a flight. It was just a conundrum of a story. We took the wrong gate and I relied on the person to say, yeah, is it the right gate? So yeah, it's the right gate, but it wasn't. So yeah, shit happens, then you die. Unfortunately, we're about to sort of board. This is perfect. I have no people sitting next to me. For a person that's a little bit claustrophobic, that is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, Let's see how this will be. We're flying with an airline called Aruna or something like that. Skyangur, Cambodia. We're about to lift off from Bangkok and looking forward to have a touchdown. It's been like crazy. A trip that was supposed to be very simple turned out to be very complicated. You know what? If life gives you lemons, you make a bloody lemonade. You know. Finally made a touchdown. We are in touching down in Phnom Penh in Cambodia. Waiting is a massive queue there, waiting to get out. I don't know why people are always stressing to get out first. Either way, you're not getting out first though, and then you gotta go through passport control, pick up your luggage and all that stuff. As soon as the plane lands, people just bouncing like trying to get up and stand and grab shit and just panic at the disco. I don't, I'm just waiting till everyone's past, less stress. Anyway, see you in a bit. Touchdown, and we are in the Grab taxi. Not so busy traffic as expected, but it's a very good flight, and looking forward to check out the hotel room. See you in the hotel room, guys. All right, so finally arrived. Check it in. Check this out. Hey, wow. All right, close the door. Right, just walk in here. Cool. Composed toilet, woohoo, shower, excellent, yeah. I threw my shit in there, including my gear. Big huge balcony, another bathroom, kitchen, bedroom. Wow, water lighting, pretty cool. River views. Cool.
A few moments later.
If you don't mind, I will follow up. What he said earlier on over refereeing, because I'm very curious.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, because for me it sounds like it's a small group of individuals that are overprotecting each other in a way to not making the mistake. They're so afraid of making a mistake, in my opinion. For me, a successful referee is not being noticed at all on the pitch. And that's when you know the ref has done a good job, right? But nowadays, for me, in the modern game, looks like they want to be in the limelight. They want to take away their fame. So you see a lot of robbery. Like in yesterday's game on social media, they say the best player on the pitch for Arsenal was the referee. And that was kind of a little bit of joke aside. But you know, that's poor for me, because a referee should never stand out to be in the limelight. It should be always in the background, as you said.
I think we need to be very clear, and I can say it very sincerely, that the integrity of the match official is not in question. The ability is the thing that's in question. I put in place lots of things in terms of the integrity aspect, and I took a greater care of how referees were selected, how they were trained, and how they were appointed to games. Let me tell you, in my era, we would, as a Sheffield-based referee, you wouldn't be refereeing teams in Sheffield, and I think I refereed Leeds United twice in a 23-year career. So things have changed. You have effectively Anthony Taylor, who lives in Altrincham, or that part of the world, which is about 12 miles. You can walk to Old Trafford.
Yeah, you can.
On Main Road. But in fairness to him, when that appointment's made, that puts a lot of pressure on him. The integrity is they're not allowed to gamble on football worldwide. And that is something that I put in their contracts. The other thing that I put in their contracts was the fact that I could actually interrogate their bank balance. The other thing was that I owned their phones. I owned their laptops. They couldn't use another mobile phone. So I put in defensive mechanisms, not because I didn't trust them, because I'd seen other parts of Europe, Heuser, an East German referee, put in jail for corruption.
I remember that.
So I banned referees from gambling on football worldwide.
Morning. This is how it's like to wake up, especially having a late arrival here in Phnom Penh. So we're gonna sort of check out the views, what's going on here with the balcony. It looks pretty damn sick, very intense. I think it's the biggest river. I have my coffee as per usual. Can't live without coffee. That's mixed poison, isn't it? Yeah, let's go lad. Let's go have a look. What has this room to offer in terms of views? Not YouTube views, but... So what you see here is Mekong River, which is the 12th longest river in the world and the 3rd longest in the whole Asia. This was my view from my balcony. Absolutely breathtaking, amazing. Morning. What a great view. Whoa. It's a massive river. Massive river. Cool. Now this river is apparently running all the way to China. I can't really remember what's its name. Need to get back to you on that one, but it's huge, huge, huge. It's balcony views sitting here. Coffee. All good. So now having coffee and thinking, what should we do today? What should we do? Plenty of things to do. You can get on a tuk-tuk, check out the sceneries, go for a little bit of excursion, check out the temples. What are we gonna do? You don't know? Oh, okay. I'm asking my cameraman over there behind the scenes. Producer, what are we doing here? Are we going to see the killing fields? Or we see the temples? We're gonna probably eat some yum yum food on the market, try to explore some food. And yeah, I'm really looking forward for it. Last night, it was a late one. We arrived late, midnight. Super hungry, starving. Ended up getting some noodles, 1 minute noodles, but they were amazing noodles. Like you pour in water and, you know, that was pretty cool. And then we had this brilliant 2 hours podcast with legendary referee and head of PGML, Keith Hackett. It was just a breath of fresh air to just sit and listen to his experience. He refereed Maradona, Cristiano Ronaldo. He worked with the likes of Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson, all that stuff. And I mean, it was so refreshing to hear how the English Premier League and the referees today has dropped the standards. They don't play the game, they don't understand. And it was so cool to just sit and listen. And if you haven't seen that podcast, go check it out. You know, Keith Hackett exclusive. It was just amazing. I could have said that for hours and hours. We ended up the live stream about 6 a.m. in the morning where I'm sitting here, so that's why I'm a little bit tired and this is my blurry face. So behind the scenes, super happy, still smiling about that podcast with Jarvis and Stu and, you know, Keith Hackett. And it was about 2,000 live viewers glued in for 2 hours constantly and engaging. And I'm just, wow, something we definitely need to do again. Like, you know, you seldom hear from a referee's point of view. He played the game, he refereed the game, and he spoke about the injustice of the VAR system and how flawed it is, and most important thing, how can we improve? Well, anyway, cheers, and see you to the next time when we step out. Where we are going, probably going on an excursion, we see. Okay. Right, so got to start fueling today, going into this amazing coffee shop. It's a workstation of coffee, and I ordered a caramel macchiato. So looking forward to it. Tastes like everyone that knows Mick Ruby knows he loves his coffee. Yum. Hey, bro. Brother. Hey, lad, how you doing? Wow. Freaking monkeys coming when you're having a coffee. That's interesting. Woohoo! Delivery.
You can come here in the morning. It's open 6:30.
Lovely.
Take a
Right. Tuk tuk. Tuk tuk. How you doing? Tuk tuk. Jumping into this. Tuk tuk. Yeah.
almost left.
Yeah, I know. Tuk tuk. Traditional tuk tuk. Let's go. Let's go. Alright then, so we have just arrived to Wat non-historical site, which is a Buddhist temple built in 1300th century. We're gonna take you up here. Look at this beautiful, beautiful site up here. Fantastic. Let's climb. Let's see, brother. Hey, brother, what are you doing there? Fantastic. Wow, it looks absolutely smashing. Wow, this is sick. So intense, golden plated walls. Amazing. Very spiritual in a way. Let's continue walking, right? Let's see what's going on. What's going on up here? We're heading up towards the temple. The temple of love. If you know, you know. Wow, cool. Cool. So we're approaching the temple. You can see it right here, smack bang behind us, right? Yo, look at these lines. Look at this entry of the temples. Let's walk inside. Perhaps we cannot take any photos inside, but yeah, behind me you can see this massive lion, a massive statue of lion protecting the temple. Cool. Yo. I'm speechless. This is so spiritual and so amazing architecture. Buddhism is beautiful. Like it's not a religion. It's more of a philosophy. It's a way of life. You know, the way of teaching harmony, balance. You know, body, spirit, mind. Absolutely smashing. I am speechless. So I'm just walking out from this temple and trying to describe the general feeling that I feel. And honest to God, it felt like a penny dropped from my chest. It was so calm, serenity. You know, when you have chaos in your life and all of a sudden you walk into this calm place, a spiritual place, and you see all these people praying, and you know, you just stop for a minute and you just forget about the world. You know, you sort of, I mean, it was surreal. It was a pure serenity and history, lots of history. Wow. I mean, you keep thinking about all the stress you have in life, and when you walk into a place like this, everything just disappears. Okay. Well, this site. There's a reason why a lot of people come here. There's a reason why they also say that, you know, Buddhism is not really a religion, it's a philosophy, it's a way of life. You know, it's about energy, balance, body, mind, soul. Okay, back to footballing matters, shall we? Right, tuk-tuk. Tuk-tuk. How you doing? Tuk-tuk. Jumping into this. Tuk-tuk. Yeah.
Almost left.
Yeah, I know. Tuk-tuk. Traditional tuk-tuk. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah, by the way, we're going to the Killing Fields. The Killing Fields Museum. Alright, so we arrived to some really piece of history. Everyone probably heard about the Killing Fields that took place here in Cambodia. The total genocide from the communist dictator to come to power in 1975, Khmer Rouge, where basically they wiped out one third, about 2 to 3 million Cambodians, ethnic Vietnamese, Thai, that simply was educated, had an opinion, and it's horrible. Like, you know, 1.2 estimated million people was cleansed out, killed in these labor camps and buried. Absolutely shocking. Wow. So we're gonna take a little bit tour, walk around here. You're not supposed to film here, but this is one of the prison rooms for people sleeping in. And that was the last person killed, pretty much, as per described, in this camp as well. Horrendous. Intense.
In 1970, Cambodian General Lon Nol overthrew Sihanouk and established a military government. His government was supported by the United States. An American bombing of Cambodia in an attempt to both destroy Vietnamese supply lines in the country and help defeat the Khmer Rouge helped rather than hindered the communists in their effort to take over the country. Lon Nol had little support outside the capital, and between 1970 to 75, the Khmer Rouge isolated the military government in the city, while it established control in much of the rest of the country. In 1975, Lon Nol fled the country, and the Khmer Rouge took power. The most powerful man within the Khmer Rouge was Saloth Sar, who went by the revolutionary alias Pol Pot, which was a shortening of the French words politique potentielle, or potential politics. He and a changing coterie of insiders would order and control the mass murder to come. Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge believed in a radical form of communism, which they hoped would bring about the workers' utopia described in the works of Karl Marx, Vladimir Lenin, and Mao Zedong. However, as in China, most of the population of Cambodia were rural peasant farmers who knew nothing about industry. The Khmer Rouge's unique idea was to rebuild Cambodian society from the ground up according to its vision. And its vision turned out to be hellish for millions of people. Interestingly, though the Khmer Rouge hated Sihanouk's policies and killed many of his associates, they used him as a figurehead to recruit support in the many villages of the country, where he was immensely popular with the poor and uneducated. At first, Sihanouk thought this might be a way back into power, but by the time Cambodia was freed from the Khmer Rouge in 1978, he had been a literal prisoner for some years. One of the first things they did was to eliminate many of those who had held even small positions in the governments of Sihanouk and Lon Nol. The Khmer Rouge were also suspicious of the urban professional class, like doctors, lawyers, teachers, journalists, etc. They also believed that any resistance to their rule and policies would come from this class of people. After all, many of the top Khmer Rouge were educated men, and look what they had done. Many of these people were killed in the streets of Phnom Penh, the only large city in the country. Two men that survived this initial purge were Dith Pran, a photojournalist, and Haing S. Nyor, an obstetrician. For the professional class, the only chance of survival was to take up another identity. Haing S. Nyor pretended to be a cab driver, for instance. He was lucky. Either no one he knew noticed him and turned him in, or his acquaintances were pretending to be part of the working class and didn't want to be turned in themselves. One thing that the Khmer Rouge were looking for in particular were people with glasses. Everyone with glasses was considered to be either wealthy and living on the backs of the people or part of the professional class. Both Haing S. Nyor and Dith Pran threw their needed glasses away to survive. As in the museum at Auschwitz in Poland, with its suitcases, shoes, and other items left behind by victims of the Nazis, the main museum of the killing fields in Cambodia holds piles of glasses left behind by those killed by the communists. The professional class were not the only ones to suffer at the hands of the Khmer Rouge. For while execution squads were searching for doctors, teachers, officials, etc., other troops were beginning the roundup of 2 to 3 million people in the capital, many of whom were refugees from the fighting that had recently taken place. Some of these people left the city reluctantly, but without resistance, for the situation in the city had grown so bad that food, water, and shelter were hard to find. The Khmer Rouge promised them all three, in return for helping them construct a peasant's paradise. Most people did not want to be removed from their homes and separated from their families, and thousands were killed in the streets for resisting and as an example to others. By all accounts, the worst of the Khmer Rouge soldiers were young people, teenagers and even younger from the countryside, who had been fully indoctrinated into Khmer Rouge ideology and believed that almost everyone in the city was an enemy or potential enemy. These youngsters were encouraged to be particularly violent and vicious, and many instances of torture, rape, and brutal types of killing took place while Phnom Penh was empty, and that was only the beginning. One of the more bizarre aspects of Khmer Rouge ideology was that once a perfect agricultural community had been created, the cities would then be repopulated, and a uniquely communist urban society would be set up.
One person responsible for nearly 2 million person torture, dead, Pol Pot. Pol Pot. How's that possible? How's that possible? Unbelievable. It's a wall of prisoners that died in here. Basically, they ran out of bullets. They didn't want to use bullets, so they smashed them. They took them to the gruesome iron bed, tied them up, and just smashed them with shovels and everything, and just tortured them. Endless misery. Oh, this is intense. Number 88, 59, number 5. The list goes on and on and on. On and on. What went on here is worth. I mean, what went on here was worse than Hitler did. Really? Crikey. Apparently there is also some English-American Australian. There was a teen here as well. Horrible. Death everywhere. Horrible. And that's why they call it the killing fields.
Those who were seen or seen to be resisting, loitering, or complaining were killed, many times in the most brutal ways possible. In order to save bullets, Khmer Rouge executioners used axes and picks to cave in the heads of their victims. Others were tied to stakes with their hands behind them, with an airtight plastic bag around their heads, suffocating to death. Others were tied to stakes in rivers, drowning at high tide. The horror went on and on. The enduring symbol of the regime today is the museum at the former S-21 prison in Phnom Penh. There, Pol Pot's enemies, real and perceived, were kept under a strict regimen that included complete silence at all times, chaining to a wall or floor at all times, waterboarding and other torture on a regular basis, and mass executions, which occurred mainly at night and with pickaxes to the head. It's estimated that 20,000 people were killed at S-21. Only 12 people are known to have survived. The Khmer Rouge were also Cambodian nationalists, which is sometimes overlooked in history books. Throughout their reign of terror, they eliminated thousands of men, women, and children from Cambodia's minority groups. Many of these were Vietnamese, and this combined with a low-level war which had begun between the two former allies after the communist victory in the Vietnam War caused the more powerful Vietnamese to invade and defeat the Khmer Rouge in 1979. Pol Pot was never brought to justice. He and the Khmer Rouge fled to the mountains and jungles of southwest Cambodia and fought a guerrilla war until 1998 when they were defeated. Pol Pot and a small group of fanatic supporters died in a cave while hiding from government forces, now run in part by King Norodom Sihanouk.
Right then, tuk-tuk. Jumping in. That was the killing fields. Feeling a little bit emotional after this. This is a tuk-tuk driver. What's your name? What's your name?
Sa.
San.
Sa.
Sa.
S-A-K.
S-A-K.
Yeah.
S-A-K-K-A-S. United is the team for me. Do you like Manchester United?
Yes.
Oh, you like Manchester United? Oh, he's a big Man United fan. Sak is a big Man United fan. And he's a tuk-tuk driver. Wicked. It's been a very hectic day. Hey brother, how you doing? Good. Phnom Penh, amazing city. Lots of culture, lots of history, good and bad. But people amazing. Lots of football people here as well. Do you like football? Do you like soccer, football?
Yeah, I like it.
Which team do you like?
Yeah.
Manchester United?
Yeah.
Man U?
Yeah.
Hey, Man U! Here you go. So we arrived and we have a new subscriber. We have a new subscriber. Look at that. You subscribe, MURTV RealistTV.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
Looking forward to see you in the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Tuk-tuk. Tuk-tuk. Wow, so we just ordered some Indian here. We have some tikka, chicken tikka, masala. We have Rogan Josh. We have, wow, garlic naan. Yum yum. And this is the best part. You just dip this thing in here. Just dip it in. Really. Let's give it a try. Bomba.
Alright, that kind of tops up the sums up the day. It's been an interesting day in Phnom Penh here in Cambodia. But anyway, thank you for being part of this journey or traveling football. MUFC RealistTV, killing fields here in Cambodia. We saw some historical sites, we spoke to some Man United fans, and we've just been having a good time. And now we're going to round things up with a coffee. All I want to say, thank you for all your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a comment in the comment section. because I like to read your stories as well. Thank you, take it easy, and glory, glory, Man United. Cheers. Bye.
Listen, just enjoy life to the fullest. Take care of yourself. Be beautiful. Stay nice to each other. And I shall see you to the next video. You know what? Glazers out, bankers out, glory, glory, Manchester United. Don't ever fucking fall out. Alright, cheers, guys. See you later. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.